JBN, we keep you informed. 2 killed in shootout with police. 2 persons have been confirmed dead after a brazen daylight shootout between gunmen and police, which started on Camp Road in St. Andrew and ended at the Sagicor Storage Complex on Norman Road in East Kingston. According to reports, an off-duty police officer saw men with guns at a gas station and called for backup. Soon after, a shootout ensued, which saw one man being gunned down at the gas station. The others were chased to the Sagicor Storage Complex, where a second person was killed and another shot and injured. The gentleman that gets shot, him works here. Earlier on, I see him run out, and about an hour after, I see him run come back. And then behind him, I see 2 car. Him run at the guardhouse and 2 shot fire. I see a M16 rifle pop out of the police van and 4 shot go off. An eyewitness said. Another witness added, one man did get shot on the road over the steel gate. The other run come here upon the compound and drop him gun at the security post before him get shot and drop right here, sir. A work on the Sagicor complex added that the shootout left many workers traumatized. Everybody did traumatized, even me. It messed me up because me I feel myself to see if me still alive. The man run in my direction, you know, but the police them not even hesitate. Them just start fire the shot them. When me see him drop, me I say wait, I tired him tired. But then me realize say I shot him get shot. The police them just come and trim in the van. Them not even say nothing to we, he said. Information from the Independent Commission of Investigations Indicom revealed that about 11:30 a.m. shots were being fired at a gas station along Camp Road when an off-duty police officer saw what happened and called for a team to be dispatched. Defense attorney labels prosecution's main witness a liar. The attorney for the last remaining accused in the so-called beheading case has dismissed the main prosecution's witness as a liar. Lloyd McFarlane, who is representing Kemar Riley, also pointed out to the 7-member jury that prosecutors presented no scientific evidence to show that his client was present when a woman and her daughter were killed inside their St. Catherine home in 2011. There was just nothing, no fingerprint, no blood sample, nothing, said McFarlane. He was making his closing argument to jurors after closing the case for the defendant. Riley was one of 5 men charged with murder in connection with the death of Charmaine Coverachry, 40, and her 18-year-old daughter Joyce Lynch in Lauriston, St. Catherine on July 20, 2011. Both women were chopped, shot, and beheaded. McFarlane described the killings as horrendous and grisly, but had a caution for the jury of 4 men and 3 women. You cannot make that obscure you from looking at whether the prosecution has proved their case, he warned. The prosecution main witness gave evidence that Riley admitted during a conversation inside the lockup area at the Spanish Town police station to shooting Lynch because she did a bawl out too loud. But noting that the witness was not present when the women were killed, the attorney made it clear that his account was not credible. We are saying he's lying, said McFarlane. When you analyze the evidence of Mr. Witness name withheld, you will agree that he is lying, the attorney told jurors. St. Andrew businessman fined $25,000 for breaching plastic ban. The National Environment and Planning Agency, NEPA, is reporting that St. Andrew businessman Dragon Court Limited has been fined $25,000 or 30 days imprisonment at hard labor for breaching the plastic ban. NEPA says the sanction was imposed when the company appeared before the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court on Wednesday. The agency says over 16 individuals and companies have been charged to date since it embarked on an enforcement drive. As a general rule, court is a last resort. Whilst there has been compliance generally, there remain persons who are intent on flouting the law, and the agency is taking action and will continue to do so, said Stuart Panton, attorney for NEPA. NEPA says the ongoing drive is as a result of a comprehensive enforcement and compliance strategy. It is encouraging Jamaicans to support the plastic ban. $2.6 million worth of ganja seized in Westmoreland. 3 Hondurans detained. 3 Hondurans have been detained by the police following the seizure of approximately 656 pounds of ganja off the coast of Negril, Westmoreland. According to the police, the drugs have an estimated street value of approximately $2.6 million. The Narcotics Police report that about 9 o'clock Tuesday night, members of the Jamaica Defense Force Coast Guard intercepted a vessel with 3 men aboard. The vessel was searched and the ganja allegedly found. The men were subsequently handed over to the police. Their identities are being withheld pending further investigations. $100 million rollout for A&Es Islandwide to boost customer service and ease tensions. More than a week after a war of words and wills between a doctor and a politician at the Bustamante Hospital for Children stoked public outrage and empathy, the government has announced that it will be expanding its compassionate care program to improve service quality at medical facilities. Minister of Health and Wellness Dr. Christopher Tufton said that $100 million initially will be pumped into the rollout of the program across accident and emergency A&E departments in 18 hospitals across the island. The Compassionate Care Program has already been launched in 6 facilities, including the Black River and Victoria Jubilee hospitals in 2018. The decision was revealed following a meeting with the executive of the Jamaica Medical Doctors Association on Wednesday, who have expressed concerns about verbal and physical attacks on frontline staff by angry patients. Components of that program include customer service training. It also includes enhancing the quality of wait, so the aesthetics of the wait environment more comfortable in terms of seating and bathroom access, Tufton said. We will look at the training components so that not only does all the frontline staff get the training, but that we place greater focus on some of the components of the training, issues like de-escalating tensions, which are a common occurrence in the context of accident and emergency. Though Tufton said the program expansion had been in incubation, he admitted that the Bustamante powwow had caused the ministry to fast-track its plans. There is an appreciation of the anxiety about people who are ill and the vulnerabilities in those situations, the minister said of confrontations that often occur. He said that the digitization of registration and the extension of opening hours at primary healthcare facilities were geared at improving wait times. The government will also be ramping up security at hospitals and health centers, as the ministry is in the final stages of formalizing arrangements with 5 firms in a contract worth $1.7 billion. While acknowledging that this includes a review of security protocols, Tufton declined to go into details on that score. He said that police responsiveness to flashpoints is also under scrutiny, particularly after the A&E department of the Bustamante Hospital for Children was shut down for several hours amid an expletive-laden outburst by People's National Party counsellor Carrie Douglas, who got into a near brawl with Dr. Judith Francis Bogle. Douglas took her 8-month-old baby to Bustamante because he was reportedly roasting with fever, but was told after an initial assessment that his case was not deemed an emergency. She barged into Francis Bogle's office and braced the door closed before swearing repeatedly in protest. The counsellor has apologized for her action, but has accused the doctor of lacking compassion and pushing her out of the way, causing a struggle to develop. The Ministry of Health and Wellness will also be on a drive to increase public education on triage, the process of assessing and treating patients on the basis of priority. It is not a first-come, first-served basis. It is a function of emergency versus non-emergency cases, the minister said. Sometimes, people may confuse early arrival with priority to be seen, and that is not always the case. Witness testifies of massive deposits without proof of income. A financial forensic examiner of the Financial Investigations Division, FID, has testified of a web of conspiracy between a former municipal officer and several bank personnel to make massive deposits without documentary evidence of commensurate income. The revelation was made on Wednesday in the Manchester Municipal Corporation multi-million-dollar fraud trial by Desmond Robinson regarding transactions conducted at several financial institutions by one of the accused. Robinson said that cash deposits in excess of $48 million made to 4 different banks by Elliott, which contravened protocol without providing a credible source of funds. In providing further detailed information, Robinson declared, based on the information received from the institution, that Elliott had $18 million in an account there over a 3-year period, though his Know Your Customer KYC information revealed a stated salary per annum. He argued that the frequency of deposits suggested that bank personnel were in collusion with Elliott. Robinson said that a second bank, Elliott's KYC file, revealed that he was a used car salesman endorsed by a letter from a justice of peace. He said that between 2013 and 2016, Elliott had $23.9 million in that account with no stated source of funding. Meanwhile, the forensic financial examiner said that there was no correlation between Elliott's banking transactions and his role as a used car salesman. In a third account, Robinson said that he made a shocking discovery that Elliott had numerous checks drawn on the account of the then Manchester Parish Council, which has been renamed a municipal corporation, and made payable to different individuals in his account. He said based on his analysis, these monies were not paid out and the account was not used to change checks but for Elliott's benefit. The examiner stated that the third bank had filed a threshold transaction report (TTR), indicating that a lodgement of $10.3 million was in excess of the established threshold. However, the defense objected, stating that there was no documentary evidence to corroborate that claim. The witness later discovered that at the time of Elliott's arrest, multiple withdrawals were made by relatives of Elliott's from accounts to evade the restrictions placed by the FID. During Tuesday's sitting, the witness revealed that the former superintendent of roads and works at the corporation, Sanjay Elliott, had a net worth of $255 million. Elliott's wife, Tasha Gay, and his parents, Eduardo and Myrtle, are also on trial before the Manchester Parish Court, along with Dwayne Sibley's, the carpenter, and Radcliffe McLean on fraud charges. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.